I was sitting in this very chair when we all found out about the horrific mass murder in New Orleans on New Year's Day, and it was caused by 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar, an American citizen and Army veteran who grew up in Texas and started a real estate business making $120,000 a year. He becomes an Islamic radicalist, and then he was working for one of the world's largest consulting firms just a few years ago.
I've been here all my life. With the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch.
So how does this happen? How does Jabbar from just a few years ago, how does he go from being this successful businessman to an Islamic radical, with pledging his allegiance to ISIS? I mean, with so much venom in his heart that this guy drove a rented F-150, which, by the way, is 6,000 pounds. It weighs 6,000 pounds, and he used it to kill 14 people and injure dozens of others. And even though we could all see that there was, look at that right there, there was an ISIS flag on the back of the truck on a pole. He even posted videos online prior to this attack that he had joined ISIS and was loyal to them. I want you to take a listen to how the FBI initially characterized the terror attack.
This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not.
So now the FBI is declining to say whether or not it will discipline that agent that you just heard talking right there, who either told us a bold-faced lie or just is incompetent at her job, doesn't know what she was talking about. I mean, the FBI also hasn't answered why in the weeks leading up to the holidays, federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies, they warned police around the country, that low-tech vehicle ramming was a key concern and that they needed to prepare. So if this memo went out to all law enforcement agencies, New York City heeded the warning, Las Vegas, LA, you name it, why didn't the New Orleans police at the very least implement steel barriers? Look, like those archers right there. They claimed their barriers were being repaired. If that is indeed true, why not put up, post up fire trucks, cement trucks, garbage trucks, anything to stop a car from careening and killing people? Instead, all the New Orleans police do is put up those things that you see right there to protect thousands of people in the streets of New Orleans that they come out every single New Year's. Those flimsy white and orange plastic barricades. What a joke. Speaking of a joke, New Orleans Police Chief Ann Kirkpatrick even acting all offended when a reporter questions her department's massive security failure.
Do you acknowledge that you let the victims down by not having an appropriate security plan?
Oh, that's not the correct. That's not correct. We would disagree with that. We had a security plan.
It was a plan that allowed an attacker to drive into a crowd.
And I take exception to that, and I do not agree with that.
That has to be a failure.
We do know that people have lost their lives. But if you're experienced with terrorism, you would not be asking that question.
Well, with respect, experience of terrorism surely requires...
Unbelievable. She takes exception to that. She wouldn't acknowledge it was a security failure. And did you see that smirk, her little snide response? She's got some nerve. That woman, I'm sorry, she's a disgrace to the uniform. And even worse, I want you to take a listen to this. Apparently, she didn't even know about the steel archers that we showed before, that the city had implemented. They had them since 2017. These are specifically designed to stop cars from running people over in the streets of the French Quarter.
Chief, where did those archers come from?
Sorry?
Those yellow archers, where did they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them. And so we have been able now to put them out.
She didn't know they had them? You're the police chief. Thank God her officers, they're smart guys and brave. They had the courage to run to the danger and then shoot and kill that monster Jabbar before he could massacre more people. So now, if you put all this into perspective, look at these. We have two female members of law enforcement that perhaps should be rethinking their career choices. I find it really hard to believe that these two women were the best candidates for their respective positions, because how do you make such massive mistakes like the ones they made? The FBI also initially said that Jabbar had accomplices. The FBI also stating that the Tesla bombing in Las Vegas wasn't connected to the New Orleans attack either. But many pointing to the fact that both men were Army vets. They both served at Fort Bragg. They both used the same rental car agency. But the bottom line is this: no one knows what to believe anymore. Because when it comes to the federal government, our own president has lied straight to our faces, Mayorkas, you name it, more times than we even know about what the real threat to democracy is.